Hey guys, what's going on? Fatty here. I'm going to be bringing you another MMA prediction video. This video is going to be for UFC 257 Poirier versus McGregor. As always, just going to be my quick little breakdown who I think is going to win and why. It's about 16 days out, so the card could change a little bit because it's a couple weeks away, but either way, I'm just going to jump right into it. Alright guys, first up we got Shane Burgos versus Hakeem Dawodu. Solid ass fight. I think, honestly, in my opinion, this could very well, if both guys bring it, this could be fight of the night, in my opinion. It's a very slept on fight of this card. That being said, both of these guys, really technical, yet aggressive strikers. They're very fun to watch, very powerful guys. Both guys pack a lot of power. I would say Burgos is probably a little bit more of a brawler than Hakeem is. He'll brawl too with guys, but like he's at least defensively he's a little bit more sound than Shane Burgos is. Shane kind of like he gets into it. He likes to leave his hands down, leaves himself open for counters a lot more than Hakeem does. Also, Hakeem has really nasty leg kicks. I mean, he really chops dudes down with those, but so does Shane. Shane's got pretty good kicks. He's a long, tall guy. He's a little bit bigger than Hakeem, not too much, a little bit. Got a little bit more reach, a little bit of height. I think if he really uses his reach and his height and, definitely establishes that jab and most importantly, checks those kicks at Hakeem. If he can check those kicks at Hakeem, I think Shane will probably win. Because Hakeem's fought some good guys too, but I think Shane, if I remember, he's fought a little bit better competition than Hakeem has at this point. But honestly, in my opinion, it's a really fun fight. It really is a coin toss, but just for the sake of picking, I'll pick Shane as long as he checks those leg kicks and utilizes his reach. Even though it's not much of a reach, but that little bit, it can count a lot for a lot. So for the sake of picking, I'm going to pick Shane in that one, just like I said, for his size. But it's really a coin toss. Oh, gosh, coin toss. All right, guys, next up we got Marina Rodriguez versus Amanda Ribas. Just for the sake of moving this along, I'm not too familiar with Marina Rodriguez. I know I've seen her fought before. I think she's more so mainly a striker, if I remember correctly, not too much of a grappler. But like I said, I'm not too familiar with her. And then Amanda, I've seen most of her. I think I've seen all but one of her fights in the UFC, and she's pretty well rounded. She pretty much neutralized Mackenzie Dern. She beat Paige Van Zandt, which I know Paige Van Zandt. She's kind of had injuries and whatnot, kind of one foot out the door, but she's beat some good experienced ladies. So just for the sake of moving along, I'm just going to pick Amanda Ribas. Don't know if she'll get a finish, but I definitely think she'll win. So yeah, just for the sake of moving along, Amanda Ribas. All right, guys, next up we got Khalil Roundtree versus Marcin Pracino. I'm going to butcher his name. No offense, dude. I'm going to butcher the hell out of it. But anyway, you got Khalil Roundtree. For some reason, he's way bigger on the picture than this guy. It's a little weird. But anyway, like the last fight, I'm not too familiar with this guy too much. I know I've seen him fight on a card before. I just can't put my finger on it. From what it looks like, he's mainly a striker, which makes sense because Khalil is, famously a meme of Bangkok ready. But, I mean, the dude knocked out Gokhan Saki, and I know Gokhan Saki is, he's not exactly in his prime. He's had a lot of injuries and whatnot, but it's still knocking out Gokhan Saki is nothing, it's pretty spectacular. But I would say, if I had to guess, it's mostly going to be a striking match. Two guys who are knockout artists. For the sake of picking, I'm just going to pick Khalil Roundtree, honestly, more so than anything, just because I'm not too familiar with this guy. But, hey, they're big. These are big guys. They look like two knockout artists going by this guy's stats. Khalil definitely is a knockout artist. So, like I said, two big guys going to be throwing heavy leather. I'll just go with Khalil based off of experience. That's about it. All right, guys. Next up, we got Jessica Eye versus Joanne Calderwood, excuse me. This fight, I think both ladies it's two mainly strikers. It's a 3-round fight. I think it'll probably end up going to a decision. I'll probably give the edge to Joanne in this one because I think Jessica is mainly a threat on the feet with her just her hands or punches, or mainly like her boxing is what usually gets her the wins. I think Joanne, she'll utilize her reach, well, not her reach, but she'll utilize her distance management a little better because she's more of a kicker. She's got really good kicks, really good knees, elbows, punches. Like, she's got more weapons on the feet. So I think, that being said, I think I'll give the edge to her because I think it's most likely just going to be a back and forth kickboxing match for 3 rounds. And I'll just give the edge to Joanne just for the sake of picking. So there you go. We'll pick Joanne. All right, guys. Next up, we have Dan Hooker versus Michael Chandler. For some reason, the website won't let me click on it, so I just have to keep it on this screen, so bear with me. Everybody knows Michael Chandler was signed to the UFC recently. Right before the Khabib Gaethje fight, he was the stand-in for that, just in case somebody got injured. This will be his first official fight in the UFC. A lot of people, if they don't know, he fought for years in Bellator. He's a very, very high-level fighter. He's a little bit past his prime now. He's been finished a couple times, I believe. But I think this fight is a really good test to see where he's at in the UFC. Because Dan is a pretty good fighter. Not the top, but he's a really solid top 10 guy that's going to give him a lot of problems, I think. It's a pretty good barometer to see where Michael Chandler's going to fit into the UFC. That being said, I think Michael, his keys, and I think he's even said so himself, he said if he fights a guy like Dan Hooker, he's probably just going to be more trying to wrestle, especially early on. I think Dan's keys are going to be to use his reach. He's got really good step-in. His knees are really good. His step-in knees are really good. He's got a solid jab when he sticks to it. He's got really good, tricky calf kicks. I think he'll be able to give Chandler a lot of problems on the outside as long as he maintains his reach and his takedown defense is on point. But for the sake of picking, I think I'm going to go with Dan. I think Dan Hooker, as long as his takedown defense stays on point, I think he'll be able to pick Michael Chandler apart for 3 rounds. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Dan Hooker on that one just based off of his size, his diverse striking, and he's a very – he had that crazy fight with Dustin Poirier too. So, he's a tough dude. So, yeah, for the sake of picking, I'm going to go with Dan Hooker on that one. All right, guys, now we're on to the main event. The main reason you guys are probably watching this, Poirier versus McGregor. It's a rematch of their fight back when they were featherweights. I think this fight, they've obviously, especially Dustin, had a little bit of a resurgence in their career. Way different fighters, way more experienced fighters now. Dustin's definitely got a lot more temperament with his fighting and whatnot. But that being said, I think the keys to victory in this for Dustin will definitely be to, utilize all the tools. Obviously, avoid that left hand like the plague, and then just try to wear Conor out with whatever he can. Clinch work, cage work, going for takedowns, just making Conor work, because Conor notoriously has a shitty gas tank. He always has in all of his fights. But that being said, just try to avoid that left hand, tire him out, and then obviously the opposite for Conor. I think he'll try to do what he did in the last fight. He'll use that timing, that laser beam accuracy. He'll try to cut off the cage. He'll probably try to lull Dustin into a brawl and then just blast him with a counter left. I think that's what he's going to try to do. That's the 2 keys to victory to this. I think because they're both, obviously older, higher weight division, they're a lot more experienced. It's been a few years since their last fight. I think this will definitely be a little bit, as long as it lasts, I think it'll be a way more competitive fight, and it'll be a longer fight. I think it'll last a few rounds. But unless Dustin can tire Conor out, unless he can gas Conor out, I just don't see how. Because Poirier is a really good wrestler, but Conor has underrated grappling, and I just don't know if Poirier has the ability to hold Conor down the way Khabib did. I don't think anybody really does because it's Khabib, but I would say if he can't tire Conor out, then I think it'll be a repeat of the last fight. It'll just last a few more rounds. It'll be a little bit more competitive. The exchanges will be more competitive, but I think ultimately if Dustin can't tire him out, it'll be the same outcome. I think but this time, instead of it being first round, I think it'll be maybe, let's just say third round TKO for Conor. Just for the sake of picking and just talking over myself, I'm just going to go with Conor. I would love Dustin to win because I think he's put more work into that division. He's been working his ass off. He's one of my favorite fighters in that division, but I just think his defense and his willingness to get in a brawl and his willingness to take damage, to give damage against a guy like Conor, who's such an accurate, dangerous counter striker like that, it's just not a smart idea. I think Conor at some point is going to lull Dustin into a false sense of security and a brawl in the pocket, and I think like the last time, he's just going to blast him with the left hand, and I just don't know if Dustin will be able to recover based off of his tendencies. And that sucks because I like Dustin, but I hope I'm wrong. I hope Dustin wins, but just for the sake of picking, I'm just going to go with Conor, second, third round TKO. So that's about it. All right, guys. Well, that was the video. Thanks for watching. If you want to see more videos like this, just leave a like, leave a comment. Also, leave a comment who you think is going to win. Tell me how right or wrong I am. Talk some shit. Who cares? All is welcome. Like I said, thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos. Also on this channel, but don't just do MMA related stuff. I do some stuff with my buddies. We do a weekly gaming stream on Wednesdays on Twitch that we always upload afterwards onto this channel. And then we also do a weekly podcast on Fridays called Flappin' Chick that we do on this channel. But the gaming channel is the same name as this on Twitch. It's FatCaveStudio. Both of our streams, we usually go live somewhere in between, I would say, 6 and 7 p.m. on Wednesdays and Fridays. And we always upload them here afterwards. So even if you don't catch them live, come over there, say some stuff, say hi, whatever. Give us some constructive criticism, whatever. Talk shit. Like we said, all is welcome. It's fun. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate it.